Week number 6, the dream. It is my favorite of all of the 101 classes. In my opinion, it's the thing that keeps a lot of people showing up, right? The dream, the desire to do something a little bit bigger than yourself, the desire to be somebody you're proud of, do something you're proud of, right? Be a type of person that people in your family, like you're the go-to person in your family, right? Like, I don't know about you guys, but like that is something that I've like aspired for. And so we're going to jump right into this. Dude, it's not working. My Google Slides literally signed me out. That's amazing. Okay. I think I figured it out. Guys, you cannot know how to work Google Slides and still be an RVP in Primerica. It's amazing. So let's get this thing started real quick, guys. Okay, I think I figured it out. All right, maybe. Yes. Can you give me a thumbs up if y'all can see my screen in full screen mode? Cool. All right. So week 101 or 101 week 6, the dream. So why are you here right now, guys? I want you to write out on your paper, like on your notepad, because I'm sure y'all have notes. Why are you here? What did you start Primerica for? Is it financial independence? Is it financial freedom? Is it the ability to not have anybody put their thumb on your schedule anymore? Is it a necessity? I'm broke. I need to make money. Right? Did your best friend talk you into it and pay your fee to get started? Like, I don't know what it was. I don't know why you're here, but why are you here? Right? Write that down. And you need to be very clear onto that. And what dream or nightmare are you selling yourself? Okay, if I were to go and look at your business right now in this moment as a brand new recruit, am I sold on this can work? Or am I sold on if I follow you, I'm going to be broke forever? Right now, don't get mad at me for saying that, because the reality is you and I both have businesses, yes or no, right? And you and I both have the ability to change that right now and make better decisions and get better. So what dream or what nightmare are you selling yourself, right? What is it that you're telling yourself every day when you wake up in your business? What does it look like, right? All of your dreams can come true if you have the courage to pursue them. I really do believe that the minute that you decide that you're going to go out and you're going to make something happen for you and your family, and you're going to go do something, everything is going to fall apart, right? It's going to get crazy for a minute. And the only reason that happens, Jill, is because it's going to test your resilience, your ability to stick to the plan. All right, guys, it's your ability and your willingness to just get kicked in the mouth and say, you know what, I'm going to turn around and I'm going to go make this happen. Because, guys, when Disney started, y'all understand that when Disney World started, it wasn't a multi-park, multi-country, multi-continent company. Right? It was a dude in a garage drawing cartoons, little flip book cartoons. Guys, that's where Disney started. You can't go anywhere in the world and people not know who Mickey Mouse is now. That started because somebody had a dream, right? And guys, this business is 50% crusade and 50% the dream. But most people's dreams are dead. That's an Art Williams quote. He's the founder of our company. Art Williams started the company and he just wanted to make a difference and make an impact. But guys, our business, what we do for people is amazing. Yes or yes. Put in the Zoom chat if you've been on a field training appointment and you've watched something happen on a field training appointment that made a difference and you're like, dang, that was a big deal. That I remember the first time I saw the difference that a financial needs analysis made for somebody, or how when we saved somebody money on their investments and their insurance, how big of a difference that was. I have some investment stuff that I'm working on for actually somebody on here is his parents. And dude, the difference that we're going to make in the investments of that client, if they go forward, is literally almost $1 million over the next 20 years. I mean, on the projections, or on the past performances. And it's just like, dude, if everyone knew what we were doing, they'd be lining up to talk with us. So we know that what we do is right. But the other side of that is having a dream, having something that you're chasing after, a goal, a vision for something that you're building for your family that is so powerful and so strong that it pulls you even when you're having less than great days. Right? Or when your family tells you you're crazy, or when your cousin tells you that you shouldn't have done this, or you get somebody that tells you no, or a teammate quits, or something like that happens. Or we've all been there. but you have to have something that pulls you forward. And the reality is, guys, the crusade's not generally what pulls people forward. It's generally the dream, the vision, the goal that they have to build something big, right? And guys, we start off our lives with lots of dreams, but as we grow up, society helps us quietly tuck those away. What do I mean by that? The education system, right? And this 101 steps on some toes. So y'all, I'm apologizing in advance if you get your feelings hurt a little bit, but how many of y'all went to an elementary school or a junior high or a public high school? Anyone out here on here at all, or just me? Was it just me? I barely went, but I know some of you guys probably went to public education, right? Taylor's raising her hand. Class participation. Thank you. What? Peanut gallery. The peanut gallery is participating. And the reality is, guys, you go to school out in the morning, right? When your parents go to work, and then you get picked up after or slightly before after work, you get on the bus and you go home. And from the beginning of your time growing up, you're being put into a routine to go work a traditional 9-to-5 style job. From literally day one in your education, that's what happens. And I'm not knocking on that. Like that, my daughter's in kindergarten now. Like that's crazy. And she goes to school from 7:30 to 2:30. But it is what it is. And that's just how the world has structured it. The other thing is, when you were in kindergarten, or if you guys have little kids, right? Did any of you guys ever say you wanted to be an astronaut or a dinosaur or a doctor or something amazing, right? You wanted to be the president of the United States or whatever. A bunch of those, you have kids that want to be 17 different things. They're going to be like an astronaut that's also like Super Mario, bro. They want to be Bowser when they grow up. It is what it is. Kids dream and they have vision for what they want to do in their life. Now, let's be honest, sometimes it's a little bit unrealistic, right? Like they're probably not going to turn into a giant turtle that spits fire, most likely. But the reality is, like, they have dreams and goals and aspirations for where they want to go. And what happens is, as you start going through school, what happens? Oh, you'd be really good at this. You should do this instead. Oh, you're not going to go to the NFL, right? I wanted to go to the NFL too. Be realistic. How many of y'all have ever said that to one of your kids, right? About their dreams and their goals and something they want to accomplish. Be realistic, get real, like get a real job. Like you got to go to college. It's just condition after condition after condition of what they have to do. But what really says that's what they have to do? Why can't they go and change the world and do something big, right? You can go out and you can accomplish things much bigger than you think. People underestimate how long it takes to do something big, but they overestimate how long it takes to get it started. Let me say that again. They underestimate how long it takes to make a difference, but they overestimate how long it takes something to get started. If you think 3 or 4 or 5 years is a long time to start a business and get it profitable and get it rocking and rolling and really doing something big, like you're crazy. I'm just gonna be real. I'm gonna be honest with you. 5 years is not a long time. I talked about this on the orientation an hour ago. You people go to school for 5 years and get $100,000 in debt and still get a job in a different field. And they still then have to pay back all of those college loans. And the world's like, oh, that's normal. You should have done that instead of start a business. But you go start a business and you don't make $1 million in the first year. What's everybody saying? You should quit, get a real job. Are you a millionaire yet? Crap like that. I almost said a bad word because one of my friends said that to me the other day and it really pissed me off. But anyway, it's like things like that. And the reality is, guys, you have a dream still tucked away somewhere inside of you. Right. And it's just been stomped on and buried enough over time, frankly, by you probably at this point now, because that's how you've been conditioned to think, right? That now you got to do a lot of undigging and a lot of redreaming and a lot of pulling that stuff up, right? And you got to be smart with who you surround yourself with. Stop looking for jobs that you need a vacation from. Say that again for some of y'all. Stop looking for jobs that you need a vacation from. Kimberly, you asked me the other day, you said this morning, you're working on a Sunday? Yes, I work all the time, but I also don't ever feel like I'm working. Like this business is just like ingrained in our lifestyle. Like I have an incredible work-life balance. Like it's crazy. You know, I'll take days off when I need them. Like I'll if I want to go to the beach, I'll go to the beach. If I want to go do something, I'll go do it. But the reality is I'm never not building my Primerica business. Like when I'm hanging out with my friends, guess what? They all got licenses and we're building relationships. So we're spending time with them. And guess what we talk about? The freaking business. But I just can't, guys, I can't relate to people that don't have goals and dreams and visions and a desire and the goals to do something big. And I'm not saying to go do, like, not ever do something fun. Like, you can go do fun stuff and still work your business. Like Jenna put prospected on the river. Like, they went up to some Rainbow Springs or something like that today and talking to people about the business while you're up there. You can do it. You can always be doing this thing. And when you fall in love with the dream and the crusade, it never feels like work. It just feels like who you are. Like, I go about my life and I talk about God. That's just who I am. It comes out of me because I'm excited about it, right? And guys, it's just like, dude, you have to understand that if you're looking at your job based on the amount of vacation time you get and the amount of dollars that they put on your paycheck every other Friday, you're looking for the wrong stuff. If you find something that you can make an impact in, that you love and you're passionate about, and is an effective vehicle, that's probably the most important thing, is an effective vehicle, you can do so much in your life. Guys, I started Primerica, Taylor and I did, out of a necessity to make money. Let me say that a different way. We started because this was a better vehicle than the current income stream that we have. Some of you love what you do, but you are broke with, like, not even the vowels because you can't afford them, right? It's like BRK, like you're broke, real broke. And that's we were there, but we loved our gym. We loved what we did. I never thought that what? Yeah, Taylor was like, did you just say you can't afford to print the vowels? Yes, I did. Like, your text message, it's the character amount, right? It's too high. But the reality is, guys, some of you guys have jobs that you love, but they don't pay you even remotely close to what you're worth. And you go to work and you freaking kill yourself 6, sometimes 7 days a week, and you can't pay your bills. And you're struggling. And you can't afford gas, you can't afford food. It's the end of the month and you got to sit there and eat, like, peanut butter on a spoon, right? We've been there, I'm not gonna lie to y'all. And that's Axel's meal of choice. But you sit there and you're eating peanut butter on a spoon or dry ramen noodles because you don't want to run the water bill up. Like, guys, listen, that is bad. If that's your dream of where you want to be for the rest of your life, just stop doing that. Dude, and Kellyanne, I think we've all been there. Like, right, at least most of us probably have been in a situation where money's tight. And it's just because we're in the wrong vehicle. Guys, if you're shopping your job based on the amount of time off, your PTO and your benefits and stuff like that, like, you're going to be a slave to corporate America forever because you're literally, like, Josh, you say this all the time, like, you're in the matrix. Like, you can't get out because all you're looking for after you get into that is what's going to give me better benefits, what's going to give me more time off, what's going to give me more money. And reality is, in corporate America, more money generally leads to what? More problems, more stress. Guys, in Primerica, the more money you make, the less you're working generally. At a certain point. Right now, I'm working my ass off, but we're making a good amount of money and it's building. But dude, most of these $1 million earners, Bill Arender, for those of you that got on that call a couple of weeks ago, he was like, I know Andy texted Bill Arender and was like, I'm sure you're busy. And Bill Arender was like, no, I'm not. Like, he makes $1.3 million a year. And he's like, I'm not busy. Like, I don't do anything. Like, that's what you have the ability to build here, but you got to sacrifice for a little bit. The dream is that you're going to push yourself and do something special. You cannot share your dream with dream stealers, guys. There's a great book. It's called The Dream Giver by Bruce Wilkinson. Everybody type Dream Giver in the Zoom chat real quick. You all should listen to this book in the next 24 hours. It's on Audible. It's $9. Go buy it. If you can't afford it, open up a DoorDash account, go drop something off, and then buy it. It's worth it. Trust me. There's probably a free version online somewhere. But guys, Taylor and I listened to that book on the way, minimum on the way to and from every Primerica trip in headphones. And at least once, probably a month, if not more frequently than that, like as we're going to bed, we just put it on Audible and let it play. That book is incredible. And we're going through a sermon series at our church right now about Joseph and his brothers stealing his dreams and just the impact that made. And it's like, you can't go around people. It's Bruce Wilkinson. You can't go around people that don't have a dream, don't have a vision, don't have goals, and expect for them to encourage you on your goals, your dreams, and your vision. That doesn't make any sense. Y'all know what, you know who I'm talking about in your life. I'm just to be honest with you. Every one of you knows, like, oh my goodness, like this person told me not to do this. That person told me I can't ever start a business, or I wouldn't be good at this or that or whatever. Every one of you guys probably has somebody in your life that you're thinking about right now. And the reality is you can't listen to that person, because do you want that person's life? Probably not. Now, maybe they've lived a great life and they worked at corporate America. That's awesome. And if that worked for them, cool. But the reality is you're there for 40 years, 50 years. You're slaving your life away, right? You're working for the vacation time. Guys, so in the beginning of Primerica, you need to study while other people are sleeping. And you need to work while other people are taking time off. You prepare while other people are playing, and you dream while other people are wishing. All right, let's walk through that real quick, okay? What's dream while wishing? What's the difference? Taylor and I have a dream board. We have like goals. We don't really scroll Instagram all that much. Taylor doesn't go on Pinterest. Taylor's literally on Zillow right now looking at probably $1 million+ houses, because that's just, we're putting ourselves in that environment. I don't like, when I look at vehicles, I'm not in the market to buy a vehicle right now, but I'm looking at nice cars that I want to drive, not things that I can afford right now. I'm dreaming while other people are sitting there on Instagram looking at that saying, oh, I wish I could do this. You're so lucky. I wish I had this. I wish I had that. Y'all know what I'm talking about. You've done it before. So have I. But you got to change your wishing to dreaming, right? You got to like really set goals and standards for your life. What about prepare while other people are playing? What do I mean by that? Guys, last night we're hanging out and I'm literally sitting on the couch sending messages, hanging out, like we're just doing whatever. We're just hanging out, like with our friends and our family. And I'm sitting there sending my messages. Why? Because I had like 50 in my inbox and I didn't want to get buried. And I'm willing to pay the price now, Stephanie, so that in 3 to 5 years, I don't have to ever do anything again to make money ever again in my life if I don't want to 3 to 5 years from now. I'm willing to pay that price right now. I'm willing to prepare for that now. Does that make sense? Like it's you're front loading your effort. You're like max funding your Roth IRA right now rather than later. Work while other people are loafing. It's 6 a.m., right? And they're sleeping. What are you doing? I'm studying. I'm sending messages. I'm confirming my appointments for the day, right? I'm listening to Why Primerica at the kitchen table. I'm listening to the audio. I'm studying for my life insurance or my investment exam, right? And then you go look at the scoreboard and your score is higher than their score. Why? Because you're putting the effort in. Guys, you cannot make an excuse in Primerica that Primerica doesn't work. There's way too many people making money here. Way too many new people making big money here to say that this doesn't work. It's not that the business doesn't work. It's that you aren't doing what you need to do to get to where you want to get to. And each one of you, that's a little different. Some of you need more activity. Some of you are not great leaders and you need to get better at being a leader. Some of you need to set more appointments. Some of you need to do different things to increase your skill level and your capacity. But guys, you have to be willing to run that last wind sprint, right? Y'all know what I'm talking about if you played sports. You're running endless wind sprints into oblivion until you feel like you're going to die. Why? Because your coach is pushing your limits. They're making you better. They're pushing your boundaries to get you to the point that when it's game time, you can play. And you don't get winded and you're not dying on the field because you didn't prepare enough. Are you guys following me right now? Is this helpful? Like, guys, look, like you have to know deep down in your soul what you're fighting for 10, 15, 20 years from now to be willing to pay the price right now. That dream has to be so vivid in your head. Like Ian said it all the time. I've been listening to a lot of like Ian's old Friday Night Live stuff. And he is talking about his house in Siesta Key. And he said, like, people would ask him, like, isn't it beautiful? Like, what do you think about it? And he's like, dude, I've seen this millions of times before I stepped into it. Because he had a vision and a goal for what he was doing. Or how, like, what color is that dream car that you want to have, Sadie? What color is your house? Right? How many bedrooms do you have? Not settling. Oh, not, oh, I'll take a second floor apartment instead of a third apartment. No, I want to have 4 extra bedrooms so all my siblings can come over. Like, dude, dream bigger. Like, you're not thinking big enough right now. Whatever your dream is right now, multiply that. Andy used to say this all the time. I wish I had a picture of it. He has like one of my favorite slides. He said he would say something along the lines of like, if a genie in a bottle would come by and give you everything that you've ever dreamed of in your life up until this point, but you can't wish anything new, would you have dreamed bigger? Think about that again, right? If everything you've dreamed of up until right now in your life would come to pass in this moment, a genie in a bottle came and granted your every wish up until right now, what world are you living in? Do you just have a slightly bigger apartment, or are you driving the Ferrari that you really want? Right? Or do your kids go to a private school? Right? Are you able to homeschool your kids? Are you eating what you want to and not just ramen noodles and ground turkey because that's all you can afford? Right? And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with any of those things. I'm just saying, what is your dream? And think bigger. Stop putting your dreams inside of a bottle. And again, guys, like, you cannot share your dreams with dream stealers. I have to be like real careful on recruit appointments right now. Some of y'all have been on some with me lately, and I'm like we're going to be the fastest team to 1 million. Like, we're going to be the fastest team to 300,000. Like, we're going to promote a bunch of RVPs. We're going to get to SVP, NSD. Like, we're going to have 10 people making 100 grand within the next 24 months. And like, new people that don't have dreams can't hear that. It scares them away. Does that make sense? Like, they don't understand how to dream and how to think and how to go big. Like, you're going to scare people away because you're dreaming bigger, way bigger than they can even imagine. Even some of you talking about making 6 figures, you're dreaming far beyond what your family can even wrap their brain around.
They'll laugh.
And and Taylor just said they're going to laugh at you. Dude, I've said this before to you guys. My brother-in-law, Mom, are you there at their house? Okay, good. I was to make sure you're not in the room. My brother-in-law, when we first started Primerica, I told him, like, he was in the middle of looking for a new job, and I called him, and we were like maybe a month into the business, and I called him and I said, hey, dude, I heard you're looking for a new job. Like, we're making like $5 grand a month right now. Like, we're on track to make $100,000 in the first year. Like, just look at it. Like, just come take a look at it. You never know. It might be good for you. I don't know. And he said, he said, I'll never forget it. He said, Dan, after you've made $100,000 in a 12-month period, then I'll join your team. We made 100 grand in the last 5 months, and he's not here. And guys, look, like, you cannot tell people what you're doing when their box is too small to even put that inside of. Guys, like, honestly, like, I can't even talk to my family about like the income we're making. Like, I can't talk to my mom, is the only one really that like can even fathom what because it's just so far out of the realm of possibilities, because they're so stuck in the rat race and in corporate America and in that the you have to go to school and get a good job and do this and like just get by and be happy with what you have. And there's nothing wrong with being happy with what you have. Like, please don't hear me saying things I'm not saying. I'm so grateful for where we are, but there is so much more out there that is not that far away, and it's easily attainable for every single person that can hear my voice right now. All you got to do is be willing to go pay the price. And sometimes, guys, you got to trim the bushes, right, Josh? Like, sometimes you got to prune the bushes and you got to cut off toxic relationships. I'm not saying to not love your family. What I am saying sometimes is you got to move from Michigan to Florida to get away from the toxic family that's trying to keep you broke. We literally did that. Taylor, did we not do that? Because we could not be in the environment anymore. Guys, look, like, you could be the most amazing, like, walnut tree ever, whatever that is, right? You could be the most amazing tree in the world. But if you plant yourself in a desert with no rain and all you're doing is getting beat by the sun all day long, you're not going to grow. You have to be in the right environment. And a lot of you are in really bad environments right now. I'm not saying to like leave your family and this, like, that's not what I'm saying. What I am saying is you need to be plugged into this. This has to be your life source. Like, this is your life source in your business, for your dreams, for your goals. When you feel like, Dan, I can't get on the meeting tonight. It's my badminton tournament night. You just don't understand. That's very important to me. No, like, your dreams are more important than your freaking badminton tournament. Like, come pay the price for 3 years, and then you never have to miss a badminton tournament. You play badminton all day, every day if you want to. If you're really willing to come and pay the price, I promise you guys, like, if I'm telling you, after 7 months of working my butt off, like, I can tell you right now, we have not gone a day that our team this month has not gone 2 by 2. 2 recruits and 2,000 in premium every single day this month. Guys, it's bananas to me that some people won't go out and they won't come here and set 3 appointments for field training with people that they know, love, and trust to see how this works, so that they can get referrals and then be in a hot market for the rest of their career here. Every one of you guys is here as a result of a referral that somehow at some point in time met with either me or somebody who I recruited and trained. And then because of that, there's a referral or a Facebook post or something that got you on this call tonight. That is the only way every single person on this call is here. They're like, Dan, I don't know anybody. Yes, you do. You go to school with them. You went to church with them. You go to church with them. You work next to them. You have no idea. All you got to do is ask them to sit with you for 10 minutes with your trainer. Our job is to get the referrals. It's not your job. If you're not licensed, you cannot be out there slanging life insurance without a license. That's illegal. You got to take your coach. Hey, I'm open. I'm working for some training. Can you help me for 10 minutes? Guys, what do you want and why do you want it? I bet most of you can't answer that question right now. What do you want? Financial freedom? No. What's the number? What do you want? Oh, I want to be financially independent. That's great. What's the number? What do you want? I want to send my kids to this school. What school? Like, get specific. I want to have a nice car. What does that mean? What does that mean? Why do you want the nice car? Because my car always breaks down, right? I'm tired of problems. I'm tired of getting looked at funny. I don't know what it is, and I frankly don't care what it is. But I want to help you get it. Guys, one of my favorite exercises is the 7 layers of why. And if you do it right, you'll cry like a baby. Like, you'll be a bubbling idiot at your table if you let yourself actually go there. And what it is, like, if you write down what you want and why you're doing this business, right? I told you guys to write that down earlier. Why you're doing this business. Why do you want that thing? So your first why is that. The second one is, why do you want that? The third why is, why do you want that? And then, why do you want that? And what ends up happening is you start peeling back all these layers and you realize, like, you want to be $1 million earner and have financial independence and never worry about the bills because one time your grandma told you that she couldn't afford chicken nuggets in the McDonald's drive-thru, and that's like the traumatic moment that's ingrained. Some of you are laughing right now, but like, that's how deep this crap goes. And when you pull it all, like, I have goosebumps right now because I can remember the exact moment that I said I will never ever be in this situation ever again. And I've done this. Like, I've done this self-development and this growth, and that's how you get to the point that you can talk the way that I talk, and you can be a coach, and you can lead people, and you can have people that want to be a part of what you're doing, because you're a charismatic leader, right? You're somebody that people want to be around because you're going places. Guys, when you don't know where you're going, any path will get you there. If you don't have a goal, if you don't know what you want, your why, you're going to hit that target every time. Why? Because there's no target. You're just moving in that direction. And that direction is not going to get you anything that you actually want to have. And you have to be willing to pay the price. You have to be willing to go make it happen. And so we're going to do an exercise really quick. And so if you don't have paper, you've missed 37 minutes of notes that you should have taken. Go get that. Go get your pen. I'll give you 30 seconds. Everybody go do. Go get your papers, right? So write down 3 people in your life that are going to be the most impacted by your success in Primerica. So who are the 3 people in your life that when you really win big here, when you make it big here, when you're making 6 figures here, when your bills are paid by your Primerica money, who are those 3 people that are going to be the most impacted? And write that down on your paper. Who are those 3 people? And how are their lives going to be different? How's your kids' lives going to be different? How's your spouse's life going to be different? Your best friend, your grandparents, your parents. How is everybody's lives going to be different when you decide to see through the commitment that you made to yourself 30 years ago when you said, I'm not doing this anymore, but then you went and got another job? When that boss told you couldn't have time off, right, for the funeral or for your kids' thing or your dance recital or whatever it is, and you said, I'm not doing this anymore, and you quit that job and you went and you got another one. How is their lives going to be different when you really decide to see this thing come to pass? And what are the 3 main things that will have the most difference in your life when you win big here? I'm not talking about anybody else right now. I'm talking about you. These guys, these exercises might seem a little bit silly, but I promise you they'll change your life. Like for me, I'll just be transparent with you. When we were at convention, I believe I'm like 99% it was either Joe Ward or Gary Cornegay. Joe Ward we just listened to right before this meeting, but he was talking about how when he realized that he just like, it didn't matter about the money, it didn't matter about anything else other than the fact that he just wanted to be somebody that he was proud of and to be somebody that did what they said and that he could count on and look in the mirror and say, I'm proud of that person. That was when Harley, he realized that he's like, that's why I'm here. What is your reason? What are the 3 things in your life that are going to be different about you deep down inside when you actually make this thing work? Because it's not up to me. It's not up to your trainer. We can't set the appointments. Well, we can set the appointments for you, but you know what I'm trying to say. We're not going to set them all for you. We're not going to run them all for you. You got to get independent. You got to learn the business. You got to learn some skills that you currently don't have. Because if you did, you wouldn't be where you are. And for some of y'all, the skill is the action of setting and doing the things that you know how to do. So those 3 things and those 3 people will push you beyond any governor, any limiting belief that you have right now. If you really dial in on those 3 things and you really get honed in on what exactly those 3 things are and why they're important to you and how they matter and the difference that they're going to make in your life, when you really hone in on those things, guys, I'm telling you, like, you will set another appointment every time. You'll stay up 5 minutes later you'll get up at your alarm and go to the gym, and you'll be on time for the calls, and you'll never have your camera off on a meeting again. When you really, really get those things and you lock in on them. And I'm telling you guys, some of you guys right now, you're like, this is like way out. I don't want to do this. I'm too cool. You got your cool hat on still. We talked about this on Wednesday night, right? If you got your cool hat on, take it off and say, you know what? I'm tired of where I am. I'm going to make a change. I don't care if you're 0 by 0 since Christ left Chicago, or if you're brand new and you're on a freaking tear and you're killing it and you're doing amazing. We have both ends of the spectrum on this call right now. You can make a decision right now that enough is enough. I'm going to run the play that coach is calling. I'm going to go do the things that they say, People are going to post on social media for me. I'm going to prospect, and come hell or high water, I'm going to make this thing happen. Because guys, there is no shortage of people, and there's no shortage of people that are going to, that need more income, that need what we have, that need the protection. And what are your deepest aspirations? Like, again, deep down inside of you, what is it for you? Do you want to do something special? Do you want to be somebody, become financially independent? Do you want to win, just win big? Do you want to just travel? Like, do you want to just go see things? It's not even about the money. Maybe you just want to go travel. Guess what you need to travel? Money. Not millions of dollars, but you need to be able to pay for gas at least, or like a horse to ride, or a bike, I guess. But you got to figure out something, right? You have to understand 99% of the things that you want to do can be accomplished by you making a little bit more money than you're making right now. And in doing that, and being somebody that you're proud of, you're going to start to have confidence, and people are attracted to your self-confidence. And when you're doing the right thing and you're leading people in the right direction, people want to be around that. Does that make sense? Like, people want to be around people that show up and that do the right stuff and that do things that are important, guys. And what's the material thing that you want, right? And we're going to go there, because I know some of y'all, you're like, oh, I don't need any material things. Like, I'm all high and mighty. Like, I don't need anything. I'm totally fine. Okay, let's just stop for a second. You have debt. I have debt. Okay, so I'm not talking to any of you. I have debt currently right now that I'm paying off. Okay, so what is debt? Debt is something that you purchased with somebody else's money because you needed it so badly and you couldn't currently afford it because you didn't work enough or put the proper skills and financial tools in place to have the money that you needed to buy that thing. So instead, you are taking portions of future paychecks to pay for something that you could not currently afford because you needed to buy it that badly that you have a $900 car payment, right? Like, that's literally, like, we have a $700 a month truck payment because I wanted a truck so badly. How dumb is that? $700 in a Roth, you can't even put 700 in a Roth IRA. If I maxed out my Roth IRA instead of bought the truck, I want to throw up, Abby, since, like, once I learned that, I was like, oh my goodness, like, I can't believe I did that. You want to know what's not materialistic? Buying a multi-million-dollar house when you can afford it. Buying a nice $100,000 car for cash. That's not materialistic. Materialistic is taking out a loan on something that is a vehicle that depreciates in value, that is worth your annual salary. That's materialism. Guys, like, you got to understand, like, you're going to need to rewire your thinking a little bit here, because society, people outside of this little Zoom bubble that you're on right now, wants you to kind of stay stuck and in the bubble, right? We want to help you get outside of that, right? And think differently. Guys, Asad Faraj told me this. Never buy a car that you can't pay for in a month. That doesn't mean you have to pay for it in a month. But if you're making $5,000 a month in income right now, never buy a vehicle worth more than $5,000. And never buy a house worth more than a year of your salary. Well, I only make $60,000 a year. Well, guess what? You should probably figure out how to make a little bit more money, because otherwise your mortgage is going to be much higher than something. And if a financial crisis comes and you're mortgaged to your eyeballs, what happens? You lose your house. I've talked to some of you about that. You're living that situation right now. Guys, like, when you structure your life financially and you put safeguards in place, you don't have to worry about things anymore. When you do things the right way, right? You protect your family, you start investing, you pay down your debt, you do the smart decisions, you make the smart choices, and you do what you need to do, everything else starts to fall in place. And guys, like, you got to be able to just be willing to go pay for this thing, or to go pay the price to win at this thing, is what I was trying to say. Live off 50% of your income, give away 20%, and save 30%. I'm going to say it again. So read all this. Don't buy a car you can't pay for in a month. Don't buy a house you can't pay for in a year. Live off 50% of your income. Give away 20%, save 30%. I believe you should all be plugged into a church and you should give 10% or more to your church and then give the other 10% somewhere else. I don't care where. Go sponsor some kids in Compassion International. Go to your local food bank, Toys for Tots. I literally don't care. Give your money away. Because I'm a firm believer that if God can get it through you, he's going to get it to you. If you're giving and you're donating and you're helping people with your resources, without fail, what I've noticed in my life, my personal experience, is more of the resource comes back. Right? If I'm going out and I'm doing what I need to do, and I'm building my business the way that I need to build my business, I'm giving, I'm donating, I'm doing the stuff that I need to do with my finances, our income goes up. Ed, the month that we made the most money, I gave the most to the church. Like, it's crazy. And I'm not saying that to brag. I'm just saying that, like, when your priorities are in order, you're rewarded for the way that you protect and you steward what you're given. It's a biblical concept. Maybe you don't believe in the Bible, that's fine. It's a biblical concept. Guys, every great dream begins with a dreamer. And always remember that you have within you the strength, the patience, and the passion to reach for the stars and change the world. That's another corny quote. I understand that. It's a little blurry. You'll be fine. But every big thing started with a dream, a small vision for what's coming. Guys, you got to go make a difference and make an impact. It's up to you. No one is coming to rescue you. No one's coming to save you financially, right? It's you got you to where you are. And I said this again earlier on the orientation. I'm going to say it again. If you were to run back your life, if you were to go all the way back to day one and do everything the same, you'd be in the exact same position you're in right now. You are living in a perfect bubble of all the choices that you've made up until this point of your life. You've gotten exactly the results that you should have. Your life is where it needs to be. Your finances look like what it should look like because of your decisions. The job you're in or not in, right? The relationship you're in or not in. The best part about that is it's you that made the decisions. And you got you to where you're at. And so you can make the changes. You can switch your thinking. You can switch your activity. You can switch your focus and you can make a change and you can make the difference, guys. The only thing worse than being blind is having sight but no vision. Think about that for a second. I'll say it again. The only thing worse than being blind is having sight but no vision. What do I mean by that? You can see all the things that are able and available for you to have in your life, but you have no vision for your life. You wake up every day and you just snooze the alarm clock and you go to work and you somehow get through the day, but it's all a blur, and you get home and your spouse asks you, how was your day? And you say, it was good. Your kids get home, how was your day? It was good. And then you go to bed and rinse and repeat. You have no vision for your life, no purpose. And you wonder why people are so depressed because they don't have vision for their life. Don't take advice from people not living your dream life. I know I'm going a hair long, but don't take advice from people not living your dream life. Some of you guys are so new in this business that you're so impressionable. It's awesome. But you got people in your life that are broke, that aren't where you want to be, that are 50, 60, 70 years old, still working full time, not able to retire. And they're telling you, oh, that's pyramid. I wouldn't do that. I tried that. Your cousin tried that. Your brother tried that. Oh, you wouldn't be good at sales. You shouldn't do insurance. Blah, 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 blah. Insert bullcrap thing that you've heard in your life. I've heard it too. The reality is, guys, if they're not where you want to be, I wouldn't listen. I would just turn away. I would go the other direction. Hey, I appreciate your opinion. I love you, but I'm going to love you from a distance for a little while because you're not very supportive. And you don't have to say that to them. But you just know, right? Like, Ed, I'll tell you, like, when this happens to me, bro, like, there's certain people whose calls I just don't answer anymore. I will call them when I'm ready to talk because I'm in a better mental space. Right? And there's people that have quit the business that I'll do the same thing will happen. They're trying to pull me down. I'll stop answering calls. Son to boy. And it's not because I don't love them. It's because I'm loving them from a distance, Crystal, because that's what I need for me and for my headspace. Does that make sense? Because, guys, your brain, your headspace is the most important thing. You have to guard it with everything. Guys, I'm telling you, like, the dream is such an important piece to this business, guys. What you have the ability to do here can change not just your life, but the lives of your family and your family's family and your grandkids, your great grandkids, friends, family. Like the ripple effect from you going through and doing what you said you're going to do is so far beyond the scope of what you can even imagine. You just got to be willing to play and sit in the pocket for a little bit of time, a few years of really running this thing, of like the point where people are like, you're crazy. Like, I can't believe you're working again. It's Sunday. Like, why are you on a call on Sunday? There's 50 of you guys on a call right now learning how to build your business. Dude, 7 months ago, Kim, there was 9 people on a Sunday Night Skills. That was the week I made a decision. I was like, I got to go do something different. And about half of those people aren't here anymore. And we've made over $130,000 since then. Guys, you're one decision away from changing your life forever. It's up to you. I'm telling you guys, listen, I love you guys. I love this team. I'm so proud of what we're doing right now, guys. We're going to break our all-time recruiting record and the team and the